Okay guys, finally, hang on a second. So finally we're gonna do this Q&A that people have asked me so much about. So a lot of you have been waiting for this video. For those of you who are new to the channel, a huge welcome, and I really appreciate you being here and you subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing my YouTube channel as well. It really means the world to me, so thank you for that. So a few weeks ago I started to collect questions and I started to see like, okay, what are the most asked questions that I get. I cannot answer all of it, I promise. It's been a lot of questions, but thank you so much for asking the questions in the posts that I've been doing. So thanks to that, I've been able to put down the most common questions that I'm going to answer for you, and I'm just going to take it one at a time. So the first question that I got a lot, and I think this is just from my Swedish followers, is why do I speak English? So for those of you who don't know me, I am Swedish. Hey! And one of the reasons, okay, there's several reasons why I speak English, but first of all, I do speak more English than Swedish these days. I work internationally. I'm in Sweden around 3 months every year, so I'm not really in Sweden a lot. I've been living abroad, so I know people from all around the world, and most of my friends are really not Swedish. So first of all, I wanted everyone to understand what I'm saying, and also most of the viewers are actually not Swedish. But also when I'm out traveling, I meet people all the time from different countries. So even if I would do the videos and the vlogs in Swedish, I would have to change it and do it in English every single time I meet someone that is not from Sweden, and that will be majority of the time. So what I'm gonna do is that when I'm back in Sweden, and you know, hang around with only Swedish people, I will do a few videos in Swedish and I will put English subtitles in. And also in my English videos, it will also be Swedish subtitles. So I hope you can understand my choice of doing this in English. So a little bit about van life. So I have all of the questions here if you wonder why I'm looking this way. So for how long are you planning to travel around in the van? And I would say I have no idea. So I've been traveling around for the past 2-3 years, but not in the van though, but with airplanes. And one thing that I've learned in my life is that as long as I love it, I'm gonna keep doing it. So actually I have no idea. What are my travel plans for 2021? I would say everything depends on the restrictions, okay? So right now it is, as you know, it's a bit of chaos all around the world. So I'm respecting the restrictions in every single country, and let's just see what happens. And if everything is open, of course I want to travel around a bit. I love Spain though, but I would the plan from the beginning was to go to Montenegro for a wedding. My cousin is going to get married, but because of COVID they postponed it. So I have no idea, but there's loads of places that I want to see in Europe, and if you have any suggestion of where I should go with the van, please comment below and I will put it up on my list. How much did everything cost to do the van, and what are my monthly costs? So people ask me this quite often, and I would say everything depends on your budget. You can do this really cheap, or you can actually do it crazy expensive. So the van in itself, it's you can't compare, okay? So this is a new van, it like almost brand new, so of course that costs more. So some people buy a van for 4,000 euros, or less, and some people buy a van for 30,000 euros or more. So that is really depending on your budget. But the whole renovation for me, with electricity and everything, was around 8 to 10,000 euros, what I would say. But then I also got help doing the electricity and also the insulation. So I actually paid extra for that. Whatever your budget is, you're gonna make it work. I really am sure on that. My monthly costs are, I've said it before, like I use around 1,000 euros a month, and people say that that's a lot, and it probably is, but the things that I spend most money on is food and gym. So first of all, I eat a lot, so I buy a lot of food to my home, to my own van, but also I eat outside a lot in restaurants, cafes. That is just like a luxury that I like to have, that I can go for a drink or food or anything, because I love that. I love the wine and food culture. And then also the gym. So traveling around means that you don't have a gym car, like a gym membership that you have like at home. So that is one thing that I really prioritize to put money on as well. And then of course, depending on how much you travel, you have to put in the gas and all of that. So measurements on the bed and stuff, I've also got a lot of questions about. The bed is 167 long and 120 wide, so well, it's perfect for me, but maybe not a couple if there's a tall person in that couple.
Ouch!
But I also recommend all of you to watch my van tour, because there I'm actually going through all of it. What should you think of when building and living in a van? So my tips would be plan it like really good, and also see like, okay, what's your budget? But I would say the main thing to focus on is, why are you doing it? What is important for you when you're gonna live in a van, or especially build a van? Because for me this was very important, for example, and also a wardrobe so I can fit all of my clothes, but also a place where I can sit and work. So for me that was really important, and storage. So think about why you're doing this, and like, you know, the vision of this. Are you gonna travel around? What do you want to do along your travels? So do you have to bring a lot of hiking gear, or, you know, tents, or are you surfing? Okay, so where can you fit the surfboard? So I would mostly think of, okay, why are you doing van life, and what's your vision for it? And then you can see, okay, this is my budget, and how do I want the planning to look like? What do I use for filming? Cameras, phone. So right now this is filming with my new camera, but I also do a lot of filming with my iPhone, because the wide angle with the new iPhone is really good, and that's been enough for me to do the whole time. But then I also have so I use quite a lot of different cameras. I also have a GoPro 5 that I don't really use it for, like, you know, talking into the camera, but this is usually the camera that I have put up in the front of the car. So when you see all of the filming from me driving along the roads, that's usually with a GoPro. And then I also have another camera that I really love. I bought this to film a lot of my events, so running up and down in stairs, and, you know, like the camera is going up and down. So this little thing here, it's actually making the video go really smoothly. So even if I'm running, or even if I'm going up on stairs, you know, this is actually balancing. So this is a little camera. It's also really good for doing, like, you can do selfie videos like this as well, so it's perfect for vlogging. And there's a little screen here, and as you see now, it's actually following me. So even if I'm trying to show you the little screen, the camera is actually pointing towards me. So I think this is going to be a very beautiful angle. But yeah, so that is what I use. But if you're looking into doing this, vlogs, videos, YouTube, whatever, don't make it too complicated. Like, I'm completely new at YouTube still, but I've used my mobile phone, and I still use that mostly. It's just easy because it's always with you, you know. Another question that I get a lot, if we're just gonna leave the van a bit, it's what got me started doing van life. And this is actually quite a long story, and I'm thinking about doing a whole video of like my story, my background, what got me into van life, what I do for a living, how I make my money along the road. So if that would be something that's really interesting for you to know, please comment that and I will put it up on my to-do videos. But just basically very, very shortly, what got me started with van life is, first of all, I lived in a van 6 years ago for a few weeks in Australia, traveling around the East Coast, and absolutely loved it. That was the first time. I've been backpacking before, but never lived in a van until then. And then for the last, as I said earlier, 2 to 3 years, I've been doing a lot of traveling, but with airplanes. And then actually when this COVID situation came, I just realized, airplanes is not so sexy anymore, and I have to find another way of traveling. And that is, and you know, this whole van thing has been like in the back of my head for so long. And I've looked at van accounts and, you know, other videos and Pinterest, and I have a whole, like, I didn't even realize I had it, but I've saved a whole folder with just pictures from van lives. And I didn't even realize I had this until I actually started doing this. So it's been like in the back of my head for a very, very long time. And I knew that when I left the van in Australia, because I just rented that for a few weeks, I knew that I'm gonna do this again in one way or another. So when this COVID situation came, and I just realized, okay, I have to find another way of traveling because it is my biggest passion. It was like, why not? Why? There's no better timing for me, at least. And I had nothing that actually connected me to, you know, that I have to stay in Sweden or this and that. So, because I already sold my apartment because I really wanted to sell it. So I sold that, and I was just like, okay, so what do I do now? So yeah, that got me started. And how long I'm gonna live van life is also a question I get a lot, and it's the same that I really don't know. At the moment I could see myself living like this for 2-3 years maybe, but you know, things can change. And I know, the only thing that I know is that I will probably never stay in one place, because one of my biggest dreams and missions that I have in life, and one of the reasons why I'm still working really, really hard even when traveling, is because I want to be able to live in Africa a few months every year, because my dream in a few years time is to be able to start a school and other projects in Africa. And that's been a dream since I was a child. So like, if I look at the future, I see myself, you know, living in Africa for a few months every year, and then living in Europe, or, you know, traveling to different places, and of course have a base somewhere. And especially, you know, when you have kids and stuff. But that's, you know, it's not going to be in the next 5 years that kids go to school or anything. I don't even have kids, so don't really know. We will see. So what do I work with? If you look at this video that I did, it's like 1 day in van life. You see how, because that's also a question, like, how do I balance work and travel? So then you will see how I actually plan my days. So there you can see a lot more about it. But I run a business in e-commerce and social media, and I focus mainly in the health industry and the beauty industry. So that is my main profession, but I do have different income streams. So how did I get inspired by van life? Why and how did I take the first step? I think I kind of answered this question already, but seeing more and more people doing it, and you know, I don't like to do what everyone else is doing, but sometimes you have to have people that actually takes the step. And I saw loads of people. Okay, so this is actually a quite a fun story. Like, this been in the back of my head. I really wanted to do this, and then I met 2 of my colleagues. I met them down in south of Sweden, and I didn't know that they were doing this. Then Lina told me that they are building a van, and I was like, oh no, you are not. It is my dream. And this was long before COVID started. And then last summer they came visit me, and I've already started looking at vans and stuff, but when they came, it was also like, you know, it was someone that I actually knew that did van life now, and that was a huge inspiration as well. So thank you, Lena and Hampus, for showing, you know, it's possible. And you can follow them on YouTube and Instagram as well, so I will link them below. And it's just amazing too. And I'm also a person that really loves a community feeling. So you meet people and you all have something in common, even if everyone is completely different. And that's something that I really love. So yeah, I think that got me, you know, to take the step, but been inspired of van life since 6 years back. How do I find places to park and how do I find people? I use this app. I've shared it before. I think I'm sharing it in my van tour as well. It's Park for Night. So in this app you can find places to park, where to refill water, where to empty your toilet, you know, all of these kinds of things, which is amazing. So and then people, yeah, like when you park in different places, that's where you meet the people as well. And then also I've met a few people through Instagram as well. Like, you know, you see people hashtagging VANLIFE or whatever it is, and you're like, oh hey, are you close here? So just, you know, keep your doors open and keep your eyes open, because you have no idea who you will meet, when or where, and who that person will be for you in the future. So sometimes you just meet someone to just say hi, and sometimes it can end up being a really good friend. So just be open to meet new people, and you will. How has the travels felt mentally so far? It's been a roller coaster, and in a good way. So if you've seen my video where I do like a kickoff with myself for 4 days completely offline, I started to cry when I said that I had a rough year. So 2020 for me was a rough year because of my mental situation and my personal life. So this trip has been a roller coaster in the way that I'm finally starting to feel like myself again. And I'm getting all teared up by saying this. I'm finally feeling, you know, this energy that I have, this happiness for life, this joy for life, that I'm pursuing towards my dreams, that I'm going for it, you know, whatever people are saying. And I'm you know, I'm starting to get to know myself again. And it's been a lot of days with anxiety before, days where I didn't want to leave bed. And you know, we're all human, we all go through that more or less. We're gonna have periods in life where we feel like life really sucks, but that makes us people, that makes us human, that makes us, you know, we're not robots. And I think it's important to remember that, and just don't dig a hole, you know. And for me, when I'm, you know, when I dare to follow my intuition, my gut feeling and my dreams, I just feel alive. So it's been a roller coaster, but I couldn't be more happy. And I say life is too short, you know, to not pursue towards your dreams. And I've said this before, that I don't believe in a dream job. I do sometimes, but I've never felt it. So what I've believed in my whole life is to create a dream life, and that your job is, in the end of the day, just a vehicle that's going to take you somewhere. It takes you to a lifestyle because it gives you X amount of money in the bank account and X amount of hours off from work, and that's going to be your lifestyle. To be able to wake up every morning and have new views, to be able to travel spontaneously, to go where I feel like, to work really hard towards my dreams, because I'm always going to work. But the thing is that my travels never have to end, and that is my dream. So the question is, what is your dream? I just want to encourage everyone to dare to follow that, because no one else is going to give us our dreams. So that was not what I was supposed to say, but yeah, that is about the mentally part during these travels. So next question, how has the pandemic affected my travels? Of course it's affected, you know, the pandemic have been hard on everyone, and it's been affecting all of us. Even if I'm traveling, it's still affecting me. And the thing is that I've got a lot of angry messages actually about me traveling around. So the thing is that I've always said that I'm always gonna, you know, keep to the restrictions. I'm always gonna respect every country's different rules and, you know, the laws and the restrictions. And the same now when I'm in Spain, you know, okay, we can't go here, we can't go there. There's loads of things that I want to do, but I can't because of the restrictions, and I am respecting them. The same as you guys are doing. So it is affecting all of us, and I think you just have to make the best of the situation and respect everything that is around it. I think that's the best you can do. What are my plans after van life? So it's Africa. It's a lot of things that I want to start, want to do, places I want to visit. I don't know if van life is ever gonna end. I might not do it full time, but I do love this, and I could even see myself doing this with a family in the future. So might not just do it full time. So I actually have no idea, and I love that. I absolutely love that. The only thing that I know is that I want to make every day count, and I want to make every day special. So that's what I'm aiming for, and what I think you should aim for as well. I don't know if I forgot any like really important question here, but I would love it if you could share, like, what do you want me to share with you? Is there any special videos you want to see? Do you want me to do another Q&A? What do you like to see on this channel? And thank you so much for your support, guys. It really means the world. And don't forget to press the subscribe and the bell so you get a notification of when new videos comes up. And I also, because I know today when this video is out, I also want to wish you an amazing Valentine's Day. You know, it doesn't matter if you have a partner or not. I think that Valentine's Day should just be about spreading love around you. I usually go on a date with myself. I am not gonna do that today though. I am gonna be with someone. Who that be, you'll see next time. And I just wish all of you so much happiness and love this day. And no matter where you are, no matter what you do, if you're gonna work, if you're gonna stay inside, if you're alone, if you're around people with a partner, whatever, just, you know, spread some extra love. And the best thing would actually be to spread some love to yourself and to a stranger, because I think that's when we can change a lot in the world. So thank you guys so much for listening, and I will see you again next Sunday, 9 AM as usual, or maybe earlier. You never know when there's an extra video coming up, if I have a feeling someday. But otherwise, every Sunday, 9 AM. I can't wait. Cheers, guys.